This is Squirt. Today I'm going to do how to do draft mode picks. So basically, you want to play the most meta thing with the best things to give you the best chances to win. To prove my point, I've won 2 times. I lost one because my deck was so bad, I just got really unlucky with it. But to prove my point, I'll do a challenge fee. I always pay 100. I ain't no pussy. I did one with lights and then one with dark side once. I'll do dark side again because it's generally easier to play dark side because their cards pool generally tends to be better. So Seven Sister is very strong, and so is General Grievous. But since General Grievous is needed, I'll pick him. You probably should pick Seven Sister because she's stronger. Ooh, you're unique or Magnus. So uniques are generally very strong. You want to pick a leader with good uniques. Since General Grievous has really good uniques, I'm gonna go ahead and pick him. Ooh, Stun or Bomber. So the thing about when you pick cards, you want to pick the card that can fill the most roles for you without doing anything. So since TIE Bomber can fill the role as a stun as well, because it does knock people back, I think TIE Bomber is better in this pick. It also fills a role as TIE Fighters would, as clearing out a bunch of units. So very, very good pick. I'd be very happy to pick this again and again. Okay, so now we have 2 roles, which are the squishy damage dealer versus a squishy damage dealer, which is just more fodder. So the squishy damage dealer does area of effect. I already have an area of effect card, so it's not that important. 2 energy for some area of effect is not worth it to me if it can be dealt with very easily. So the cheaper card is better in this scenario. Ooh, light vehicle or ATSD. So the thing about these are both excellent cards. If I could pick both of these up right now, I'd be more than happy to pick them up. So since I'm very lucky, I will go ahead and pick light vehicle. But why would I pick light vehicle? Because my deck's already pretty aggressive. I can TIE Bomber units in the back while pushing. I can put down my uniques to deal more damage, and I have cheap fodder to support the MTV light vehicle. So I do believe light vehicle is the better option right now. Okay, so now I have more cheap fodder or another area of effect. So since you already have one area of effect, the second one's a lot less good. You only want at most 2. So what if I see another area of effect again, and I have another bad card? I don't know what I'd do. So the better option is right now is cheap fodder, because cheap fodder you can basically have, I think, 3 to 4 cheap fodders before you just have too many. So I'm going to choose a cheap fodder just because I can always get rid of it. So in this case, I only have 1 tanky unit. My uniques are kind of tanky, but having Dewback would really help my pushes if I wanted to slow push. It'd give me more options, and it'd fill a role that my deck doesn't necessarily have that well. So Dewback is the better option here. Okay, so this is when it's interesting. I have 1 area of effect, 1 support card, and I don't have any more than that, and I also have Sniper. So what would Sniper fill for my deck? I could put it as a back row damage dealer, but the thing is, I don't really need more damage in my deck. My deck does a lot of damage already. But what I could use is some area of effect denial. And the thing is, since TIE Bomber is so expensive, what if there's some cheap units that would be easy to that would be easy to deal with? I do feel like my deck's also a little bit expensive at 3.5 energy. I'm pushing it a little bit, but both of these cards wouldn't be too pricey. So in this case, I do feel like a Nerve Gas Grenade is better because you can cycle with it, and you could also clear enemy units with it. So it does fill more roles, and I do think it is better. So I'm going to go ahead and pick that card over Sniper. So to prove that this deck is good, this deck is excellent, by the way. This is probably one of the best decks I've ever had of all time. Like, I'm not even kidding. This deck is so much better than all the other decks I've had that I don't think I'm going to lose any games with this one. So the reason why I believe this deck works, because it has a lot of synergy with each other cards. I know what each card's going to do and what role they're going to fill. So I should have a pretty easy time, and I should be fine. So I'm going to go ahead and... Oh, so you want to know what cards, which cards do what whenever you're playing this. So since I don't have any good cards, I'm going to just put these down and cycle them. I don't actually plan to push with them. Ooh, a little bit of lag there. Alright, so he's playing Mad Guards on the right side. This is good enough TIE Bomber here, because I don't really want them. So the TIE Bomber is going to make them very, very weak. Deoxys Grenade will not deal with them, so I will go ahead and not be too aggressive when dealing with it. Put Light Vehicle, because Light Vehicle will get slowed down when trying to shoot them. Got to lead them away a little bit. He does have Sniper Army. I'm going to get into just Deoxys Grenade the Sniper Army. Very cheap way to deal with it. And I should be perfectly fine from here. He does have a unit on the right, but I'm not too worried about it. So I do see a lot of things going down. He's being very aggressive. This is when I want to put as many units as I can and deal as much damage as I possibly can. He did Deoxys Grenade me, that's fine. So he's going to deal a lot of damage here. That's fine. I should be able to kill him for that. Nope, I will not be able to kill him, but I'll commit suicide here. But why would I want to commit suicide? It's mainly because I have a lot of units that don't do anything for me right now, and I really can't support my units. I just don't have enough damage or enough health to continue to push. So this is fine. I'm going to save my energy for TIE Bomber. That unit's not really good enough to use. He's putting some cheap units up there. Okay. I'll put a dude back here because he doesn't seem to be wanting to swarm me too much. You gotta keep attacking. Put some more cheap fodder. This is why I have the cheap fodder in the deck. Okay, so since he's not putting down enough units to justify using a TIE Bomber, cheap fodder is the other option because it's cheap, right? There's no reason not to use it. So I'm gonna save my energy just in case he decides to put more things. He's using the Deoxys Grenade, so that means I'm just gonna put down more units because he's not doing anything else except spamming units. And that's just... He's not doing anything except spamming cheap units, and then it's not worth using TIE Bomber on cheap units. You want to use TIE Bomber on big tanky units. So this is going to be his downfall. My deck was significantly better than his, and part of that's due to how I drafted it and the lucky picks I could get. But the thing is, even if you're given lucky picks, it doesn't matter unless you choose them and you have synergy with it. So in this case, I did pretty well. His deck was not drafted well. He should never have Repair Droid in his deck at all. As you saw, he never had a chance to use it. So he picked his Unique, but his Unique never really worked well. His Imperial Sniper Army was good. So he picked all good picks except for one, which is Wed Treadbell Droid. And he doesn't have enough tanky cards. So I do feel like he messed up on his picks, and he could have done a little bit better while picking it. I don't think it'll be good as my deck, because I got very lucky, but I do think it'd be quite a good deck, for sure. So anyways, that's going to be it for the tutorial section, and now I'm just going to keep playing this deck and have fun with it. If you don't want to watch it, you know what, dude, that's perfectly fine. Actually, you know what, I'm just going to end the video and just start another one, because you know what, I think it's just going to be too long. So anyways, that's my tutorial of how to pick better decks and generally why and how you want to pick cards, and which cards would synergize with what. You have to know the game a little bit, so generally the better player you are, the better decks you'll have in a sense. But that's not always necessarily true, because you might be unlucky sometimes and have terrible decks. Trust me, I've had a terrible deck and there's nothing could have done with it. So I'll see you all next time and have a good one. And if you want me to review your deck picking, I will review your deck picking, and I will also review your gameplay if you want me to as well. Just send me a YouTube link and I'll review it. I'll see you all next time. Have a good one, and peace out, y'all.